Welcome to the Wokely Roundup, summarising the week in woke nonsense. I spend far more of my life than can possibly be healthy absorbing this shite anyway, so I may as well distill it for you. I wade through the shite so you don't have to. That said, the chances of me actually being asked to do this every week are marginal. But hey ho, here we go, the first Wokely Roundup. The Green Party continue their purge of women and feminists. If this doesn't chill you to the bone, nothing will. One might wonder if something as circumstantial as saving the planet might be somewhere on the Greens' agenda. If it is, it's a long way down the list after deleting women, affirming blue-haired straight people as the most oppressed ever trademark, and a lot of other pointless wokery that has nothing whatsoever to do with the environment. A poor professor in Texas is forced to sue his university for unfair dismissal, his heinous offence, refusing to agree that music theory is white supremacy. That's right, folks, you heard it here first. Not only does Bach kill a kitten when you write parallel fifths, but you're upholding white supremacy. TikTok has gone the way of Twitter and YouTube and is now given bans for misgendering. They can't define what the fuck gender actually is, but if you get it wrong, it's curtains. Reality-based bigots no longer welcome. It's worth taking a wee peek at Kate Clancy's astonishing account of the bowdlerisation of our back catalogue. If you had any faith remaining in our arts and culture sector, then manage your expectations. The process of butchery by officious Puritans from the Church of the Very, Very Woke will crush any hope you had. This is not a one-off, ladies and gentlemen. Sensitivity readers are now standard practice in mainstream publishing. From henceforth, all art is official art. It was astonishing how quickly the New York Times lost its long-earned reputation as a serious publication by transforming, almost overnight, into a relentless circus of wokery. But it scored quite the own goal this week in its tube stop ad where Liana imagines Harry Potter without its creator. Do they ask us to imagine the works of Harvey Weinstein or Roman Polanski as separated from their creators? No, it's poor old punching bag for woke misogynists Joanne Rowling they try to humiliate on a bus shelter. At least there's significant backlash to this one, so maybe they'll think twice next time before jumping on a misogyny bandwagon for fucking woke cookies. Boss-level, green-haired, gender-addled grievance gerbil and bewilderingly Mayor of Bangor, Owen Hurcombe, celebrated his coming out as non-binary anniversary. I have no doubt he is stunning and brave enough to progress to coming out as a Scorpio and coming out as someone who hates Marmite, having already come out as someone with no personality. Oh, Owen, you're so oppressed. I might need to make this next bit a weekly feature. We have not one, not two, ladies and gentlemen, but no less than 3 instances of the transing of historical figures. These cunts are worse than Mormons, and no gender non-conformer in history is safe. First, we had the Department of Medicine from the University of Edinburgh transing James Barry, because apparently it wasn't that she wanted to be a doctor in an age where women weren't allowed to do that. No, it must be because she was trans. This had the added bonus idiocy points for the use of the phrase sex assigned at birth by an actual Department of Medicine. And avoid any doctors trained in Edinburgh if I were you. Apparently they've forgotten the basics of mammalian reproduction. Shocker 2 was no less than the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, casually traducing Vernon Lee with usual presentist lesbophobic fuckery by calling her genderqueer. And for the hat trick, the Times informs us not only that Vikings may have been trans, but that queer theory is an important part of archaeology. Aye, right you are, hen. Leah Thomas continues to stun us with his demonstration of an ever more real dystopian future where there is no women's sport by being named the #1 women's swimmer. As one commentator adroitly puts it, for the women, it was a race for second place. And this could be another weekly segment. I always tweet these, ladies and gentlemen, and the art world continues to offer opportunities for women that include, well, men. Slow clap for latest culprits, A Space Arts in Southampton. I know it's astonishingly blue sky thinking, but I look forward to the day when women's prizes will be for women. Unthinkable. And sticking to art world fuckery, as that is my area of special interest, dear listeners, the ICA, already unreachable in its death spiral of end times wokeness, has excelled itself with a new show legitimising the sex industry. Here's a queer pole dancer. Apparently, it's art. And not at all end times neoliberalism, where every part of women are commodified or indeed entirely replaced by surgically adjusted men. Gratifying incident of the week would be gloating fox bludgeoner Jolyon Mom effectively losing his standing to bring cases. Justices Singh and Swift put him right back in his wee box, saying, "It cannot be supposed that the Good Law Project now has carte blanche to bring any claim for judicial review, no matter what the issues and no matter what the circumstances." Effectively, Mom cannot self-identify as having standing to bring cases in anything he bloody well fancies, as he has heretofore. Like the Honourable Ersole he is, he took the loss with great self-awareness and generosity of spirit, saying, "We didn't lose. At a deeply technical level we lost. At every substantive level we won." Cringe of the week belongs to misidentified skeptic Aaron Rabinowitz, going on a podcast not only to avow the gender woo, so not a skeptic then, but to tell people that believing in biological reality is anti-Semitic, so also a conspiracy theorist. We all cringed at poor Aaron's delusion. Whatever Aaron may be, he's definitely not a skeptic, but the whole thing was pretty fucking unwatchable. Transactivist Coda Pipitone, who threatened to hang TERFs by the neck and succeeded in kicking the only lesbian out of the Baltimore LGBTQ Commission, has detransitioned and is now a biohacker. At least he's consistent in continuing to advocate for the mutilation of vulnerable people's bodies to correspond to narcissistic fantasies of the self. As we all know, it's not Reddit's first misogyny rodeo. The whole fucking setup seems to be moderated by wee Neds and dresses wanking themselves off in the mirror. However, it's really excelled itself this time in the much contested category of most misogynistic achievement, in banning a rape survivor from a rape survivors subreddit because she won't use she/her pronouns for a rapist. Let's be real, y'all. Rape is bad, but misgendering? We all have to draw a line. My final missive for the week is truly glorious. The Washington Post jumping the shark of sharks here in describing valuing freedom as whiteness. Alright, fellow culture wars, walking wounded, more wokely nonsense and on, assuming I can be arsed. If you like this, hit the Ko-fi button. I'll keep doing it if you keep me in the fags and booze to which I am accustomed.